Hello and welcome to the special NCAA preview on the Owls Media Network. My name is Carson Flake and I'm joined today by Keene State College cross country and track coach Dan Roark, senior Molly Lu McKellar, and junior Tyler Bolaske. Thank you for all being here today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Well, let me start with this. First, congratulations. All of you are going to be heading down to Alabama later this week for the 2026 NCAA Indoor Track and Field Championships. How does that feel?
It's a great feeling, yeah.
I'm happy for these two. They've worked hard and excited to make the trip.
Coach, taking a look at the bigger picture here for a second, the cross-country and track program has seen a lot of historic success in the past, including individual national championships. What do you think has helped spur the continual resurgence in the recent years, including this year's LEC Indoor Men's Championship? I'm sure it felt special.
Yeah, I think, ultimately it's the athletes we have. Keene State has a rich history. We've had, I think, over 11 national champions. We have a national champion, former national champion on our staff, and Crystal Blamey. So I think it's, the people that we have now want to get better. They want to have fun. They want to have success. We've grew in numbers over the past 4 or 5 years. When I came here 5 years ago, we had 22 people on the team between men's and women's cross country and track and field. Now we're up to 75, and we have people who are want to have that success. And these two are lucky enough to make me look good and make themselves look good, and it's exciting.
Yeah, that's amazing. So for you, Molly Lu, obviously being an athlete that participates in multis is perhaps a little bit more unique. So how do you, attack all the different events that make up that one big score at the end?
Well, I'm in the gym a lot, so I am always training, basically. But it's fun that way because I never get bored. So whenever I want to switch it up, I just go to a different event, and then I can practice on that and focus on that.
So, it must be interesting going into each day knowing that you have all these different events. You want to perform at your peak. What's the best way that you do that, and how important is a good start to that first event?
It's definitely important. I was originally a hurdler, and that's my first event, so it's nice to have that kind of reassurance a little bit. I've not always had the best start at meets, but like we always say, take it one bit at a time and make up the points elsewhere if I need to.
That makes sense. Yeah. So obviously there aren't as many chances to do the heptathlon like there are other events over the course of the indoor season. So how does that factor into your goals, aspirations, training over the course of the year to be able to have the opportunity to do so?
So it's more exciting because the multi-meets are more specialized. Mm-hmm. So I'll only go and compete in the pen or the heps probably 2 or 3 times in a season. And then all the other meets that I'm going to, it's I'm working towards that big goal. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, it's exciting how it all comes together. And then when that day comes, I'm ready. So then the pieces just fall into place.
So for you, when do you think in your head it kind of clicked to you okay, I have the chance to go to nationals? And, when that clicked, was that maybe the day it came out? Did you have that, marked on the calendar the first day of the season? So kind of walk me through getting to find out.
I'll jump in here. I'll say her freshman year is when she came in saying, I'm going to go to nationals. So for her to come full blown, but I'll let you answer that. But when she knew freshman year that she was going to work hard enough to do that. Wow. So I'm going to say jump ahead in a different way, but you can answer the rest of the question.
It was the end of my freshman year, and then I remember the coaches were like, if you want to do this, you have the chance. Mm-hmm. You could do it. And I remember thinking that my sophomore year, and then really my junior and senior year, I kind of took it to heart. And then this year it was okay, I didn't make it last year. If I'm doing it this year, I'm going to do it. So we just did at New England's. That was kind of when I was like, okay, I need to get the time to, or I need to get the points to qualify. So it was definitely a little nerve-wracking seeing my score get bumped down, but yeah, I'm glad I made it in the bubble.
Yeah, so at New England's, when she finished that, she was 10th in the country and then got down to 20th, but we knew once she finished that and she was a handful of points away from the school record, and the school record holder was a national champion for a national championship mark, so we knew she had a shot.
That makes sense. So what do you think is the biggest, most important key when you head down there for Friday?
I'm just gonna run my race. I worked this hard to get there, and I know I have more to give. I know that my best meet day has not come yet. So I'm excited to see what I can do, but I'm just gonna have fun with it.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome. Tyler, for you, obviously you were on this stage in the fall with cross country. So is there anything that you're going to take from that experience and move, kind of into this one now?
I think the number one thing that I'm going to bring to this national meet is familiarity with, like, being at a national level meet. I know indoor track, like track nationals, is obviously a little bit different from cross country nationals, but being at cross country nationals gave me the idea of what the competition's like, what it's like to like be at a meet like that. So I think I'm bringing that familiarity to the meet will help me out a lot.
For sure. So you'll be running in the mile on Friday with the prelims, with eyes set on making the final on Saturday. What does the prep look like from now until Friday and then to Saturday?
Kind of just been taking training easy throughout this week. We're going to get to Alabama, and then I'm going to do like my pre-meet routine the day before prelims, and then haven't really thought too much about how I'm going to race the prelims, admittedly, but we'll get there when the time comes around.
I think for prelims, you treat it like a final, because if you don't make it through the first, you don't have a second chance. So
he was talking about that, yeah.
So is there anything that you're doing this week before in terms of, balancing training, rest, diet, nutrition, etc., before you go down there to, be at your best? Like, how early does that start for you?
Well, I didn't find out if I was going to get into the meet until Sunday evening. So, but in case that I did, I kind of the intensity has been a lot lower down, dialed it a little lower. Lifting has been a little bit easier, and yeah, just kind of just keep my body fresh for if I did qualify for national meet, which I did. And I'm excited to go make full use of that opportunity, and I feel fresh enough to go out there and perform my best.
So looking at the seed times, it kind of looks like it could be anyone's draw. So how do you think that you can make it your day?
Just go in there and not be scared of my competition. I deserve to be there, and I'm just gonna treat it like that. Just go out there I know I'm just as good as everyone else in the field.
For sure. So, Coach, for you, and then also you guys can jump in if you want to here as well. What does it mean to see the continual representation at the national level, over the last couple of years, and from different people, from Keene State, but to have two people going to nationals once again?
I think this is what Keene State College track and field and cross country should be. That's what it's been in the past. I know we stand on the shoulders of giants. So we've had people who've had held D3 national records. We have, you look at the record boards, you look at all the All-Americans. It's pretty special what the history is, and to do that and bring it back to where it should be. And for at this point, it's the hardest time ever to do it. So it really speaks a lot of what these athletes are doing. It's really exciting, but this is what Keene State track and field has been and should be. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we've taken big strides as a program since my freshman year, since Molly Lu's freshman year, and it's just very exciting to be on this team because we've just gotten better and better since I've gotten here, since Molly Lu's gotten here.
For the women's side and the men's, I remember being a freshman and being one of 4 women sprinters on the team, and so it is really amazing to be now when I was a junior and when I was a senior to see that jump. And we have so many specifically, we have so many women sprinters who are fast, who are breaking records, and who are going to do some great things
For
coming
sure.
up.
For sure. So, Coach, obviously you're not going down there to run, unfortunately, but you still have a lot of, pressure on you to be a good coach and everything. So, what do you want to see the most on Friday and Saturday, and what's your biggest keys to success?
Yeah, my job is getting them down there, getting them prepared. For me, the hay's in the barn. For the training is done here in New Hampshire, and then we go down there. Just make sure they're getting prepared to the line. I'm really excited to see both of their competitions. It's going to be fun. It was been down to that track before. It's a beautiful facility, and seeing both of them compete at a high level and do what they're capable of, I know they're going to come out of there with a smile on their face and proud of what they've achieved.
Absolutely. Anything else you guys would like to add before we close this all up?
I don't think so, no.
Cool. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it 100%. Be sure to follow KeeneOwls.com and our social media pages to see how Molly Lu and Tyler do this weekend. And you can catch the live broadcast on NCAA.com. To keep up on all the latest on Keene State athletics, please follow our social media pages at Keene State Owls.
Go Owls!